Hi YouTube land. Okay, so really quickly I'm going to do a video on my experience with Zoloft. Mickey is over here playing in her little play area, so I'm trying to keep an eye out on her because she she is a wiggle worm. Anywho, so okay, a little background information. To begin with, my doctor prescribed Zoloft back when I was pregnant with baby Mickey. I was having a really hard time adjusting to the hormones, and it put me in a really suicidal type of situation. And I knew I needed to get help. Unfortunately, I did not end up taking the Zoloft back then, and I guess not unfortunately, but I just didn't end up taking the Zoloft back then because even though my doctor said that it was okay for me to take it while I was pregnant, after doing my own research, I realized that I did not want to take it while I was pregnant. Just in short, there were a bunch of people who were saying that there were some side effects with their newborn babies that I just didn't want to risk with my child. That is not the case for everyone, obviously, so make your own decision based off of what you feel. So fast forward through, I didn't take it while I was pregnant, and I didn't take it while I was doing the majority of my breastfeeding. Baby Mickey is 6 months old now, so I do still breastfeed, but she's doing a lot of baby foods and some formula, so she's supplementing with those things. And I'm doing less breastfeeding. Normally, maybe like in the middle of the night or while we're at home, I do breastfeeding and baby foods. Anywho, so I am currently taking the Zoloft, and I started taking it last Tuesday. Today is now Thursday, so it's been a week and 2 days. And the side effects that kept me from taking it were like nausea, stomach pains, diarrhea, insomnia, extreme tiredness, manic episodes. I don't even know what that means, but that was one of the side effects. A couple of people did report, going through panic attacks so bad that they didn't report that they committed suicide, but other people in their family reported that they committed the suicides. What else? Hallucinations, like a bunch of different things that just put me in a real fearful situation where I did not want to take the medicine. So I ended up waiting a long time, and pretty much through the pregnancy, the only thing that got me through was prayer and patience and trying to really work through my issues, even though the hormones were what was causing the problem. So here recently, I found myself getting really upset about stuff that I felt like was not that big of a deal, and being unable to let certain things go. And the certain things were very little things that shouldn't have been as extreme as they were. And to me, in my mind, I feel like everything has to be just so. So definitely a little OCD situation. And all of that. But anyway, we can talk about that later. Basically, the side effects that I experienced on Zoloft were stomach pain the first day. However, the stomach pain was not like a really big painful stomach pain. It was just like a little nuisance type thing. Too much information from this point on, so if you are disgusted by bodily functions, then stop watching at this point. But I did have the diarrhea, but I only had it twice, and it was once that night after I took the medicine, and then once the next morning. The diarrhea came after the stomach pains, and after the diarrhea there was no more stomach pains at all. But the diarrhea wasn't like normal diarrhea. It was like, if you guys have ever taken an enema, if you don't know what an enema is, it's pretty much where you flush your bowels with water and hold it in for a certain amount of time, and then you release it, and then it cleans out all of, your bowels and all of that. So it felt like that. It wasn't painful at all. It wasn't like a sitting on the toilet for a long time waiting for your body to finish pushing out everything. It was more like, just coming out, and it was fine. So like I said, I had it the next morning as well. The next morning wasn't as watery as like the enema one, but it still wasn't a pain situation, and it wasn't as sitting on the toilet for a long time either. Okay, so let's see. 4 minutes and 47 seconds. I was going to do like an insert where I was like, hey, if you want to jump back in now, the nasty part's over. But I don't know how to edit videos and stuff, so I'm not going to do that. Anywho, so I did notice that the morning after I took the medicine, I was really in good spirits. I didn't have to yell trying to get everybody out of the house. And for me, that's a pretty big deal because I have to yell to get everybody up and moving every single morning. Like every single morning, it is a war zone in my house. Get up, get out of the bed, get dressed, wash your face, brush your teeth, do your basics. Let's go, let's get moving. It's time to head out the door, and it's constant yelling all morning long. So I did notice that it wasn't that anymore. Like I had a lot more patience. I did go through, the energy situation where I felt like I was wide awake. And normally that doesn't happen either, from dealing with the baby all day and then the kids at night and then all of that stuff. I normally get up in the morning and I'm tired and I'm dragging and all of those things. But I did notice a difference that it wasn't that situation. I was up and awake and able to get moving and do things during the day. What else? My patience level went from non-existent to, okay, I'll hear you out type of situation. So that was a great situation. Really, the only side effects that I've had so far was the diarrhea the first 2 days, and then the stomach pains right before the diarrhea, the insomnia and sleepiness. I didn't have any insomnia at all, but I think that's because of when I took the medicine. When I first took my first pill, it was at 7:30 the night of, and I pretty much kept that schedule since I've been taking it. I take it at night with my dinner or at night after dinner. And 2 hours after I take the medicine, I'm pretty much asleep. And that's fine with me because the baby's now sleeping through the night. Like she goes to bed at 9:30 ish. We're trying to get it back or move back to 8:30. Anyway, so once she goes to bed, she's sleeping through the night, so I'm able to go to sleep as well, and my husband is as well. That's another thing. My sleep is so peaceful now. I'm the type of person who overthinks everything. So even when I'm asleep, or back before I was taking the medicine, even when I was asleep, my mind would still be going, and I would constantly be thinking about the things that I've done during the day that I could do better, the mistakes that I made that were simple mistakes that I should have fixed, like just constantly being critical of myself nonstop. And it's crazy to think about that because I didn't even notice that was the case until after I took the medicine and was able to sleep peacefully, and my mind was actually able to just stop. And that's never happened for me, to be able to just sleep and not have to worry about the things going on in my head. And I didn't even notice that was happening until I took the medicine and noticed the difference between the constant noise and the silence. So that's one of the greatest things to me. Let's see what else. Tons of energy. The next day after I took the medicine, I actually worked out twice that day. And as you guys know, I am trying to lose the weight. So yes, I am. Yay! Yay! She just went from a laying down position to a sitting up position. She is super excited. She's really happy. Yeah, you did it. Yeah. So yes, I did work out twice the next day. I did yoga in the morning, and then I went and worked out with my family in the afternoon. And we normally go and work out at this gym on post. And normally, like, we play basketball and we switch off with who has the baby and all that. And normally, I'm really irritated with the situation because I don't like basketball, but my family does, so I go anyway for them. But this particular day, like, I found this, like, they have this ladder thing. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's like a flat ladder that you lay on the ground and you like jump through the ladder openings or whatever. So I got that and did that, and I felt great, yeah. You're so silly. So basically, I haven't had any of the bad side effects that everybody was talking about, except for the ones that I've mentioned. Other than that, everything's been pretty great. I do feel like I should have taken it a lot sooner. Well, no, I don't feel like I should have taken it a lot sooner just because I was pregnant and I was breastfeeding. But if those two things were not the case, I do feel like I should have taken it a lot sooner. I feel like it's just a happier environment in my household because like I'm the central neutron or nutrient whatever of my household, so everything pretty much bounces off of me, and I, you know what I'm saying, affect everybody else around me. If I'm not in a good mood, you know what I'm saying, I'm snapping at everybody and everybody feels that, you know. But now I'm in a great mood and I'm able to focus on things and get things done. And I mean, for me, it's working a lot. This is not a sponsored video, obviously. But I guess maybe it's not obvious, but it's not a sponsored video. I would definitely say base your decision on what you feel like is right for your life. If you feel like an antidepressant is what you need, then take that. For me, for a really long time, I felt like all I needed was to talk and get out everything. And I had a counselor that I was doing that with, and it was working. But there were still some things that I felt like were not clicking correctly. As far as like the hormones and imbalances or whatever. And then she moved, which was awful because she was great. But she didn't enjoy her job. So, you know, you got to do what you enjoy, not necessarily what you're good at. Yeah. So yeah, just base it off of, you know, how you feel about everything. And go from there. So yeah. Oh, my dosage. I am on 25 milligrams. The lowest dose I think is like 12.5 milligrams. So I'm on the second lowest dose. Most people do move up after about a week or two to, you know, higher dosages. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to do that as of right now because I don't want to get to, you know, the highest dose, which I think is like 200 or 300. I feel like 25 milligrams is working pretty well for me. And I'm going to stick to that for now. So if you guys have any further questions, or, you know, if you guys are thinking about taking an antidepressant and, you know, you just want to talk some things out, you know, hit me in the comment box and we'll talk about some things. I can't tell you if you should or should not take it. I can only tell you how it worked for me. And I hope this video helped. I feel like I did a lot of ranting. The baby's getting fussy, so I'm going to go handle her. But thank you guys so much for watching.